Hi guys, welcome back. I just want to spend a bit of time talking about these Kenda K270 tyres and the reason why I bought them and how I feel about them now. Originally I bought them back in the summer of 2024 to do a trip down to the Pyrenees in Spain, riding from the UK all the way through France to Spain to do 3 or 4 days trail riding and then ride all the way back up to the UK. I chose these tyres because I'd read a lot about, I'd done a lot of research on YouTube, watched reviews. Although I feel they're not a tyre that's in favour, I thought I would give them a go because I've tried lots of different tyres in the past and I just wanted to give these a go. I mainly, sort of bought them because obviously riding through France, there's a lot of road work to do before I even hit the trails. And I didn't want anything massively aggressive to ride on the road. So these I thought would be a good compromise, and they proved me right. The ride on the road with them, I mean, they surprised me. It was super smooth. I mean, I rode down through the UK in rain, and you got to take it careful on any kind of knobbly tyre. And these, these were fine. And then the first day riding through France from Caen down to sort of Bordeaux area was dry. We stuck to back roads. Again, just no complaints at all. The next day was going to be interesting because it started to rain, and although we'd done back roads previously, the second day we decided to hop on the motorway and just munch the miles and get over to Spain. And it was wet. I mean, it was really wet, and there I was on the motorway. Again, you got to take it easy, think of braking distances, what sort of tyres you got on, etc. But they really surprised me again. They were great. They didn't weave around at all. They didn't follow tracks or ruts in the road. I can't fault them. So heading on to the trails, I mean, I put K270s on the front and back. This back one is 4x18, so it's apparently the reinforced one, and the front is just the standard sort of 2.75 21. I could have got the correct sizes for my bike, which is a Honda CRF 300L, but I went the Imperial route for some reason. So on the trails, again, if it's dry, I mean, they surprised me. I kind of had an idea before I went because I'd done a bit of green laning in the UK with them. I probably stuck about 300 or 400 miles on them in the UK, and I could feel that back really grips in. That is a good tyre. So I had confidence when I hit the trails in Spain. I mean, we had 3 days of dry riding, so in all conditions I was on sand, rocky climbs, small shingle, wooded, hilly, mountainous roads, and in every condition those tyres just worked. I mean, it surprised me. It really did surprise me. When you want that back to grip in, it does. The front, again in the dry, I don't have any problems with it. I thought it was going to struggle a little bit on sort of smaller sandy type tracks with the front tyre, but again, and I was hacking it down some of them, it didn't want to let go, so these tyres just way past my expectations. And like I say, that trip to Spain, rode back, did the same mileage coming home, motorways, back roads, all the way back up to Caen and back to the UK. And I stuck, that trip was around 2,200 miles ish, plus I'd done a couple of 100 miles in the UK before. And the tyres, they're just unbelievable. They came back in great shape. I'll try and sort of zoom in. I mean, they've still got a good 8mm of tread down the centre, and you can still see some of the original sort of indentations there. The middles were like this before, and they've sort of worn down to this now. So you know, they have been great. Now back in the UK, you know, I've left them on for the winter, for the trail riding in the winter, and I can tell you that back, even in the wet, muddy stuff around my local trails, the back's brilliant. You know, and I'm you know, really giving it some, and it's great. The front, however, I have changed the front out because the front will struggle in the mud, the slightly slippery conditions, because it just doesn't have the sort of sidewall grip. The front wheel, the front tyre will let go. If you sort of rub it along the side of a rut, it will tend to slip. So I have changed out the front, but I'm keeping the back on because it's just great. Tyre pressure wise, I have kept these tyre pressures reasonably high. I think I run the back at least. I don't want to drop below 20 on the back. I'm probably running about 23, 24 psi on the back. You know, and the front, even in Spain, I kept the tyre pressures high. I don't think, from what I'd read online, you know, I don't think they'll do you any favours if you drop the pressures too much. I mean, I run a tubeless system on my bike, so I could run them really low if I wanted to, but I haven't felt the need. You know, if there's anything I could say bad about the tyres, I don't know really. I don't know if it's because I run the tubeless system, so the tyres don't have a tube in them. I think I can kind of, when I first had the tyres, I kind of felt that, you know, just the tyre perhaps moves a bit different than other tyres I had in the past, but, you know, it's nothing dangerous at all, and you get used to it. You just, you know, I think, to be fair, the more they've worn in, the sort of, in a way, more stable that they've got. I was out a few days ago between Christmas and New Year, you know, on the really, really greasy road, come off a trail, you know, still mud on the tyres. I put the power on a bit, I felt the back step out just a tiny bit, but, you know, that's to be expected in these conditions. But yeah, there's not too many reviews on the K270s, not recent ones, so I just wanted to share my experience with them. For the price, I mean, they're a tyre that, you know, certainly a rear tyre I'd definitely have again, and if all you're doing is riding, you know, dry conditions, very few muddy tracks, you know, for the price, you know, you can't, I don't think you can really beat them, to be fair. I know they're a tyre which people sort of like to put on their old school trailies and stuff, which is brilliant. You know, they work well on the road and they work well off road. So like I say, I use them on a Honda CRF 300L. This back tyre is easily done now. I'd say it's probably coming close to 3,000 miles. Still absolutely loads of tread on it. I run it through the winter months, and when it dies, you know, chances are I could possibly get another one. I don't see the point of putting massive aggressive tyres like trackers on these bikes if you're just doing green lanes. I think, or unless, you know, you're in an area where sort of trackers work well, but that sort of aggressive tyre doesn't really work for me. So yeah, I hope you like the review, and have a good new year.